discover the hidden benefits of high-frequency trades. And what I'm going to be doing, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to educate you of how the market really, really works and how to trade this market. Now, if you really want to learn and how to be successful in trading, what I ask all of you guys to do is just please share your experience, share your knowledge, ask questions on the topics that we're on. And let me tell you, there's questions that probably been going around your head for so long and probably still can't figure it out. Well, guess what? I've been doing this for over 20 years, wonderful years that I love what to do. I have a passion to do this, and hopefully I can enlighten you and educate you a little bit more if this is something that you want to do as a career. Now, just let me do a quick little intro about myself so you know a little bit about me. What you're looking there, ladies and gentlemen, the front page, one of a colleague that I used to work with over 20 years ago, front page of Forbes magazine, okay? Kids are tormenting Wall Street. Well, I was one of those kids. I don't know if I started when I was 22 years old. I'm actually 42. I'll be 43 in September, my God. So you can look at me being your great-grandfather in the trading. I'm one of the pioneers who started day trading. There was about 1,000 of us that started. Now there's over 10 million. Now let me explain to you a little bit about what and why we're here and why you should listen what I'm about to talk about that's going to make you and give you a successful career, and most importantly, not be part of the 80% failure rate of traders. That's right, 80%. So, living in here in New York, ladies and gentlemen, you all know this is the financial capital of the world. I was trained by some of the best traders in the world, and how I got into the trading business is if anyone here gets an opportunity to read my book on how to beat Wall Street, how to beat market makers at their own game, it's actually coming out in August. Wiley's actually publishing it. You can reserve a copy on Amazon. And the way I got into the business is basically living here in New York, seeing friends of mine driving really nice, expensive cars, Ferraris, Porsches. I'm like, what are these people doing? I says, I'm obviously in the wrong business. So I started as a stockbroker, and I really hated it. Didn't like it at all. But what I did learn in the brokerage business is the most prestigious job in the world was the trading market. Everything had to funnel into the trading. The problem about being a trader, it's the most prestigious, most difficult job to get. So went out there, and I said, you know what? I don't want to take the time to learn. I didn't want to work for somebody. I figured maybe I could do it on my own, okay? Well, that didn't work too well. I thought trading was pretty easy, but it's not. And I must have blew up about 3 accounts, okay? Why? Not only being ignorant, you know, being a young kid, but being ignorant because I thought I knew what I was doing. Well, at the time I was working with my sister. My sister obviously was the smarter one out of us, out of the two. She basically did what hoping that all of you are going to do, is get educated. And, you know, she took a job. She learned under a few mentors. And, you know, after all the abuse, sitting at the dinner table with her and making fun of me about not knowing what level 2 is and not knowing what Instinet is and, you know, not having a direct access system, I realized I was trading blind. And ladies and gentlemen, I would say 95% of you right now are trading blind. You don't have absolutely no idea what you're looking at all. Now, you are stepping into an industry that is the best job in the world. It really is, but you need someone to teach you how to do it. And that's what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen. I want to talk about a few of those things. A couple of questions coming across here. You can't read the fine print. It says, dear Noel, thank you for helping me with I was a rookie. My best wishes back in 1989. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I was one of the original SOS bandits that started back in the early 90s. And now over the years, ladies and gentlemen, how I got into the education business, this is what people always ask. Why, Fausto, if you're such a great trader, why do you teach? Well, the reason why I teach is the reason why all of you are here. Trading is a part-time job. It's literally a part-time job, I only trade an hour a day. That's it. I run a professional trading room, which I'm going to introduce you to some traders. I work an hour. I make my day's pay. Now, when I was 22 years old, basically being semi-retired was in the job description. I didn't know that this was a part-time job until I lost a lot of money. Until my mentors taught me, he says, Fausto, you done? You ready? You done trading? Because you know what? You're losing all your money. Just take what you made this morning and come back. And that's how it basically came back. So what happened back then, ladies and gentlemen, I had a lot of people ask me, Fausto, how do you make all this money? And I started training people. And I started training people all over the world. And what ended up happening is that people kept asking me, hey, you want to compete in a challenge? And I did. And for some of you probably don't know this, but I'm a 12-time champion. I beat every single school that I compete against. Any school you could think of, and I want to just point out names. You said it, I beat them. From the Money Show and Traders Expo. Actually, I would have been a 25-time champion, but I couldn't get a few more schools to compete against me. And the reason why is a lot of people are not traders. Okay, they're great analysts, they're great speakers, but they're not floor traders. And that's what I am. I'm a true market maker who worked on the floor on the NASDAQ market, day trading and trading side by side. Now, what are you going to learn? Now that you basically know a little bit about me, now, you know what? I have a question for all of you. I want to know a little bit about you, okay? What kind of trader is everyone here? What exactly are you looking to do? Are you looking to stock trade, day trade, options, futures? What is everyone here looking to do? What kind of trader do you want to be? Okay, Ron wants to be a day trader, options, futures, option polls, wants to do forex. Hilton says she's a scare trader. Day trading futures, swing trading options. Okay, now let me just kind of give you guys something a little bit easier for you guys to understand. First of all, stock trading is probably the easiest thing to trade in the market. It's something you hear about, you watch, you read in the paper, you deal with these items every day. So it's pretty easy to understand, what stock trading is. Now, I know a lot of you want to trade options. The problem with options is you first have to learn how to trade stocks before you can trade an option, because it's the movement of the stock that makes the option move, okay? So that's a big mistake that people make. That's a bigger failure rate. The next thing that people make, the next biggest mistake. Hold on, let me just fix something here for some people. Well, to be a good trader and knowing what you're doing, you need to know how to play the game, okay? So let's get right to understand how to play the game. Now, question for all of you, another question. Very simple question, though. Could everyone tell me, how does the stock market, what drives the market up and down? Does anybody know, can anybody just tell me on your own words? What drives the market up and down? News, traders, aggressive buying and selling. Okay, there we go. Everybody, I want you all to type this in the chat room. Can everyone just write supply and demand? You learned it in the 3rd grade. Supply and demand, S&D. Can everybody do that? John, you didn't do it. Mike, you didn't do it. Listen, guys, if you don't talk, you're not going to learn. You got to. It sounds like an AA meeting, but the thing is, you have to be honest with yourself. How these things go up and down, supply and demand. Okay, nobody's going to break your fingers. Thank you. All right, now here's the next important question that all of you have to ask yourself. Okay, do you see the supply and demand in the stocks that you trade, or whatever you trade? Do you see the supply and demand? Yes or no? Steve says, I don't know. That's like saying I'm a little pregnant. Do you see it or you don't? One or the other. Just be honest. Do you see it, yes or no? You see the buyers out there. Do you see the sellers? Okay. Well, from what I could see, I would say there's probably about maybe 5% of you are saying yes, most of you are saying no. All right, so let me explain to you about the supply and demand. This is where was a wake-up call for me. How valuable, what is it worth to you if I was to tell you that I could show you right now that you could see 70% of the volume of the market? What is that worth to you? Wuji says greatly. Anyone else? What is it worth? I mean, is it worth anything? Kurt says it's huge value. Calvin says a lot. It'll be great. John says it would make me a fortune. I'll pay billions. Well, you called me about that. I'm not going to charge you a penny. How about that? Okay. You know what my goal is today? My goal is to get you guys to take matters in your own hands. What my goal is today is I want you guys to go out there and trade and do things on your own. Drive your own car. Get rid of that public transportation guy. Get rid of those people, those mutual funds, those hedge funds, those money managers, those stockbrokers, because at the end of the day, all they care about is their own pocket. I mean, realistically, you think they care about you? Do you really think they really care about you? They got millions of accounts. You think they care about you specifically? Guess what? Nobody's going to care about you more than yourself. It's your money. You need to know what's going on with it. No one's going to care about it, okay? But at the end of the day, you're not going to give your money to a financial planner or a broker or anyone who never learned finance. Well, that's why you're all here. So let me kind of eliminate right off the bat. Let me eliminate, hold on, let me just fix something here. Just have to fix something here. So basically, you need to understand why 70% of people fail. And the reason why 70% of the people fail is because they don't know how to see the orders. Well, this was my wake-up call when I first started in the market, okay? This was my wake-up call when I went out there and I learned how to trade. Market makers, my mentors taught me to Fausto. If I was able to show you where the money is, and that, at that time, that was called Instinet. If you were able to see the orders, you know, how much better trades you do. I said, my God, it probably saved me a fortune. At least I know if I'm on the right side, because you have to be honest with yourself. Your 100 shares, your 1,000 shares are not going to influence the price of the stock, okay? There are big orders out there that are called HFTs, high-frequency trades, okay? Now, with today's technology and today's electronics that are going on and the orders that are going on and all the scrutiny you're hearing, you know what? Where there's a negative, there's a positive, okay? This is a positive for you. Don't listen what you hear on TV. Don't listen what Congress is telling you. Don't look at they're worrying about. Listen, they're not traders, all right? We always want to protect. They always want to protect us, but for them to protect you, they have to realize what exactly is going on. And you know what? Your 100 shares are not going to get hurt. The only people getting hurt, the people that are trading the 20, the 50, the 100,000 share clips. You and I are just I tell all my students, listen, we are the ants on the floor. We're just trying to get the crumbs, okay? So the thing is this. With today's technology, things are getting so much more easier to see things, to be on the right side. So what I try to teach all of you is how to shadow and follow the high-frequency trades. That is about 70% of the battle, okay? If you could be able to watch the orders, at least you know if you're on the right side or not. Minimum, okay? So who here agrees with me that if I was able to show you the high-frequency trades, would you make smarter and better trades? Frank, no, absolutely not. Hell yeah, right? Exactly, John. Got a bunch of people. So let's get right to it. Who here has something that's called an ECN book? Anybody know what an ECN book is? It's Electronic Communication Network. NASDAQ calls it Total View. The New York Stock Exchange calls it archipelago. Does anybody know what that is? Yes, it does cost extra, but it's like minuscule. I think it's like $10. Listen, let me explain everything also to everybody here. The only thing that's free is the cheese in a mousetrap. Okay, the last thing anyone here wants is something free. Okay, nobody works for free, right? Do you work for free? Does anyone here work for free? I know you don't work for free. Okay, everybody, whenever someone asks you, oh, it's free, it's not free. You don't want it. You know what you want? You just want a good deal. Oh, I always tell everyone, listen, I don't want it for free because there's obviously you make money somewhere. I want a good deal. I want to pay for it. I want to know what it is, and I just want a good deal. That's what we want. Yeah. So the thing is this. Could everyone here know how to read a chart? Well, that's right. The things do cost money, but you need to know how to use it. Okay. All right. So everyone here knows how to read a chart. Now, the stock right now is trading at $2.98. Now, looking at the chart, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? What would you do from what we? It's a very simple chart. What do you think we should do right here? Should you own the stock right now? Let's say you bought it, you own it, okay? And right now it's trading at $2.97. Okay, what do you think we should do? Guy says sell. Sell, sell. Calvin says sell. Wow, we really don't have any buyers. All right, well, let me help you out with that. Okay, I'm going to draw a trend line. Okay, and you could see right here, there was resistance levels right here. That's why it went up and it came back down. So now the stock is at resistance levels, okay? So if you set resistance, well, if one person said, I need my indicator. Okay, you know what? I made a moving average. Does that help you? All right. So we're at resistance. So as everyone, for the data that we have, we could see, you know, we're at resistance. So if we own the stock, we should be selling it, right? Okay. Well, that is a chart. So you can see clear as day, we're at resistance. The stock, when the stock hits from previous resistance, it's supposed to go down. Now, what makes support and resistance levels on the chart, ladies and gentlemen? Can we answer that question? Supply and demand. Okay. Do you guys see supply and demand on the chart? Do you see buyers and sellers? Anybody see supply and demand on it? Okay. So basically, a chart doesn't tell you anything but past data. So let me implement, bring in total view here. All right. Now, to have a resistance, we need a seller. These are the sellers. Okay. We have a 2,000 share seller, and we have a 75,000 share buyer. What do we have? More buyers or sellers? What do we have? So with more buyers means there's more demand. So what should the stock do? Should it go up or down? Exactly. So if you said the stock was going to go down, this just proves to you why you're part of the 70% failure rate in the market. Let's do another one for fun, okay? Here you have the stock right now. It came back down right here, okay? Now, looking at the stock right now, what should the stock do at $9.20? Can anybody tell me? What do you think the stock should do at this price? Somebody said draw a trend line. Okay, I'll draw a trend line, no problem. I'm going to get there. Here we go. Okay. All right. So a lot of you say it should go up. Okay, and the reason why, you can see it hit support levels there, it went here. So, you know, listen, it went from a resistance level of 890, 860, I mean 960, and now it's back down to 920, and from what previous history shows, it should bounce. Well, guess what? You are officially almost correct, because it really wasn't 920 that makes support. It's probably the 910, because we have a 100,000 share buyer at 910. Anybody here can afford to buy 100,000 shares of a $9 stock? Anybody here puts orders out there? No, not yet. It's about $900,000, okay? Maybe on margin, already saying, well, if you want to put all your eggs in one basket, if you can afford it, God bless you. So anyway, you're looking at a chart and you're wondering, the stock is at support. What makes support level is buyers. So you got 100,000 share buyer out there. So that, in theory, looking at that, you know what? Perfectly right. Now, looking over here on the resistance levels, reason that probably makes sense why that's resistance, because there's a 73,000 share seller at 975. Okay, now I'm starting to get, which I was looking forward. I was waiting for somebody to say this. Now I'm getting people come back to me, and now they're starting saying, I heard those are fake orders. Are those real? Well, first of all, let me explain something to you. I don't even think the exchange will allow you to put a fake order out there. Does anybody here have a brokerage account? Are you allowed to put a fake order out there in the real market? Are you allowed to go out there and put an order out there and put a fake order? Could you go out there? You got a $5,000 account. Could you put a buy order out there for 100,000 shares? And make us make believe? Yeah, exactly. A lot of you saying, I don't think so. So you know what? For all those doubters out there, just to let you know, there's nothing fake about that order. That's a real order. Okay? That's number one. Okay, number two, now, is that a real, can somebody cancel that order? Absolutely can cancel that order. Absolutely, Bill. Listen, you change your mind all the time. Okay? But at the end of the day, Bill, and John and Mike asking the same question, okay? That is a legitimate, good excuse. But at the end of the day, is it going to hurt you or help you to see that order out there? Because here you are looking at a chart, and you're looking at support resistance, but doesn't those orders help you? Give you at least of a game plan of why in the history there was support levels there? So the thing is this, and this is where people make their mistakes. Actually, these are what we call iceberg orders, okay? So the thing is this, who here believes in high-frequency trades? Anybody believe in it? Okay? If you don't believe in it, then you shouldn't be here, okay? And if you don't believe in it, personally, my opinion is you should give your money back to a mutual fund or a stockbroker. Don't even move forward, okay? First of all, 60 Minutes would have done a big article, and it was on CNBC for a whole week of all the scrutiny about it. So if you believe in it, you're looking at it right now, okay? What is HFT's channel saying? HFT is high frequency trade. That's the abbreviation of it. These are the big block orders that are out there, the algorithms that you hear all about. These are the orders out there. Market makers have orders already defaulted, limit orders out there. So the thing is, a lot of you here know how to read charts, but do you actually really trust and believe that whatever that chart tells you is the real truth? Because what's the problem with a chart? What's the problem with indicators, ladies and gentlemen? They're lagging. That's right. It's yesterday's price. It's the past. It's not indicative of the future. It just gives you a game plan. What gives you a game plan is the confirmations of those big buyers and sellers. So when you're seeing support and resistance levels on a chart, you just need confirmation of that order. Think about it. How much smarter and better trade, for everyone here reads a chart, how much smarter and better trade would you make if you were able to confirm orders out there on those support and resistance levels? And that's right. A lot of you don't want to start guessing. You want a broker that trades your money, a mutual fund, call you up and says, and you ask them, hey, why did you buy Facebook or at the high? Oh, I was guessing. Is that what you want? You could do better yourself. So the thing is this, ladies and gentlemen, understanding having a game plan knowing where the buyers are, knowing where the sellers are, this is like basic trading 101. All right. Now, I don't know how many of you here are doing that right now, but this is like when I actually teach a very in-depth training course, and hopefully a lot of you would take the opportunity to learn from me and let me mentor you, because everyone here needs a mentor, all right? But the thing is this, you're talking about the best job in the world. Trading, you are your own boss. You can come and go whenever you please. You can do this anywhere in the world. You don't have to listen to anybody. It's got great tax incentives to doing it as a business. You know, the thing is this, and the government wants you to trade your own money. They don't like Wall Street. They like Main Street, okay? All this technology wasn't available to you not too long ago. Now it is. They've taken away the driver's license where you were only allowed to deal with public transportation. I like to always use the car theory because we're always in the car. You know, people are complaining. They're tired of waiting for the taxi. They're tired of waiting for the, you know, like over here in New York. I don't know if you guys know about it, but, you know, there's a huge scare going on that the MTA is going to go on strike. You know what a disaster that would be? You know, imagine that you are being controlled by everyone else that can give you transportation. The government wants you to drive your own car. Well, that's what trading is all about. They want you to start trading on your own. They want you to do it on you because you don't need them anymore. You could do it everything yourself, and that's the beauty about this. I want to move next door to me, Fausto, Ray. Well, you know what, Ray? You don't have to, because I'm going to show you at the end of this presentation where you're not going to move next door. You're going to be sitting in the driver's seat right next to me. Because everything that I'm talking about, everybody, you are all going to get the opportunity to see this live in the market. You're going to be able to see what it's like to trade next to a true professional that's going to show you if trading's for naught. Because I want to be honest with you, not all of you could drive a car. We all know that, right? We all know that. Listen, there's some of us be like, I'm never driving a car with that guy, you know. But the thing is, I'm going to actually show you what's involved in trading. Look at me as being your mentor and your captain. My goal is to kind of educate you. But one of the biggest mistakes, the main thing that I want to train all of you, give you guys that envision, that knowledge, is that every one of you are trading blind. And enough's enough. Think about it. Tony, we're going to get to that. We're actually going to get to that next, okay? We're going to talk a little bit about that, about what stocks I traded and all that good stuff. We're going to get there. Does anyone here watch the New York Stock Exchange? You ever watch CNBC and you see the traders on the floor? Ever see the traders down there? You ever look behind when they show the traders the screens that they got? Okay, so when you look at it, what do you really see a lot of? You see a lot of numbers, right? Okay, I'll tell you what you don't see. You don't see a lot of this. Okay, this looks like chicken scratch. All right, one of the biggest mistakes that everybody makes is they want to learn indicators. Okay, what do we got? Bollinger Bands, MACD, stochastics, pivot points, you know, price, volume. You know what? Did you ever, anyone get the opportunity to sit back and just kind of like realize what's the problem we're looking over here? What do we got? What's the problem that we have? It's confusing. And you know what? At the end of the day, what do you trust more? Buyers and sellers or past data? Because sometimes you feel like this little baby. You're sitting there scratching your head and be like, why should I listen to this guy? Why should I listen to that guy? You know what? Because they're not traders, okay? They're analysts. And you don't want to be an analyst. You don't want to be, you want to be a trader. And that's true. A lot of the things, indicators tell you similar things. So what do we do, ladies and gentlemen? Keep things simple. It's called the KISS method. Keep it super simple. So my goal, what I'm trying to train you today, ladies and gentlemen, is, let me kind of reiterate. Let's go back to the beginning because I know a lot of people did log in late, so I want to go over that really quick, okay? My goal today is to educate you a little bit about who I am, why I'm a successful trader and why I've trained so many successful traders, and you will see a lot of them here logged in today, okay? And you're going to get the opportunity to see and trade with them once we're done with today's presentation, because I'm going to invite all of you guys to come and watch me trade and be part of a true professional trading floor. I don't know if anyone has ever seen what it's like to be with a true professional trading floor, but I'm going to invite all of you to come and join me and see, you know, not to talk about all the great trades, because I tell everybody this: don't judge me on my winners, judge me on my losers of how few I have. And not only that, how to control losses, because I have losses all the time. We all have losses. But you got to remember, this is a job. Now, the goal that I was trying to prove to everyone today is telling you the real truth behind high-frequency trades. So now a lot of you here basically not only know the history about who I am and where I came from, which is very important, by the way. I think everybody here, every single one of you need a mentor, but before you get a mentor and you want to learn from a mentor, make sure you know the history, the experience of that person, okay? And the people you want to learn from is the people that do it every day and the people that have been in the trenches, meaning they've been a market maker, they've been on the floor, all that stuff. That's number one. And number two, my goal today was to show you the reason why 70% of the people fail in trading. And the reason, which all of you agree upon, the reason why 70% of the people fail is because a lot of you here don't know how to follow supply and demand. You don't have that data. You've never seen that data. You didn't even know it existed, okay? So my goal is to show you this is some data, very important data, that's going to give you a sense of direction of where the supply and demand is, which you know, and you know yourself. You agree to it. Well, are you doing it? And if you're not, you're trading blind. And you know, as well as I do, you would never, ever, ever, ever give your money to somebody that didn't know what he was doing. Well, guess what? What do you think you're doing? You're giving your money to somebody, you know, and all they're doing is they're using certain data where you could do it yourself. Why try to make only 5, 10% on them? Why don't you be with some of our traders that make 5, 10% a day? So let's talk about some stocks that we traded, okay? Question is, why would somebody want to reveal their orders? Well, listen, a lot of these market makers are trading, you know, 300, 400, 500 stocks a day. It's called limit orders. You think you sit there and they watch them all day? They have orders out everywhere. That's why. Okay? And the other thing is this. Why are they doing it? Well, why don't you come and find out? Why don't you come and see what they're doing? There's only so much I could tell you, in a less than an hour presentation. But if you want to find out, that's a great question. At the end of this presentation, I'll show it to you. Okay? A couple of questions coming across here. Just give me a second. Let me try to read some of them. Question is Fibonacci's and the MACDs with level 2 all needed? Absolutely not, Anthony. Absolutely not. You know what? 80% of what these execution systems offer you, you don't even need. It's just window dressing. You know, they try to appease everyone. You know, you're not a technician, you're a trader. And you know what? If you don't believe me, Anthony, you're watching CNBC, look behind, when they talk to the people, look behind them and look how many charts they have. All you see is orders, okay? You don't see too many charts up there. Do I still trade stocks, ETFs, and options? Well, Joe, you know what? I trade what's going to make me money, okay? I don't care what I trade. I don't even want to know what the companies do. I don't want to know. I have no idea what they do, okay? All I'm doing is, listen, I'm a contractor. Okay, let's go to be a contractor. I'm a contractor. I'm getting hired to fix a house, okay? In what neighborhood it's in, no matter what it is, I'm not going to pick and choose and say, oh, no. I only do, little moldings. That's it. It's a little moldings, that's it. No, I do everything. I am in the business to make money, and that's what I teach my students. Like, for example, did anyone hear about this stock USU? Anybody trade the stock USU? It went from, we just traded it a couple of days ago. It went from $3 to 12. Okay? Anybody? No? No one here. Oh, a couple of students are saying, oh, yeah, I made a killing on that one, Fausto. Thanks, Fausto. You're more than welcome, guys. Listen, what does it do? I don't care. I don't want to know. All I know is that the stock had volatility and it made money. Think about it. This stock went up literally almost 400% in 3 days. Okay? Two days, actually. People can't even make that in a lifetime. We were trading it in the day. Now, granted, we didn't make 400% on it, but if I was able to give you just 10% or 5% of the move, that would cover a nice day's pay for you, wouldn't it? What's 1,000 shares of on 50 cents, everyone? $500. So if you bought it at $5.50 and you sold at $6, so big deal went to 12. You know, at the end of the day, all you're looking at is to make money. A couple of things, questions coming across. Let me try to read them. John, that's a very, very good. John, it's a very good thing I just want to bring up. And you know, by the way, if any students here, just please let me know and feel free to share your thoughts. But John said same thing. People always feel like you must be crazy to trade a stock that you don't know. Well, what are we here? We here to trade stocks that we know, or we here to make money? Yeah. At the end of the day, listen. If you bought it and you sold it, you made money. That's all your wife cares about. How about this stock? I mean, you could see these are my Twitter feeds on the bottom. NQ. Anybody trade NQ? Anybody trade NQ? Ever heard of NQ? Stock went from 640. Okay, this was one of my Twitter feeds, and it went all the way to 760. Okay, I mean, do the math. 760 minus 640. If you only got what, just a little move of it, you still made a day's pay. Ron says a great options trade. Listen, they're all great options trades, but you got to learn how to trade the stock first before you do the option. So let me get right to the point. Actually, let me. Is there any students in here? Hold on, let me just double check. Any students in the cyber group room? Just want to kind of share my screen with you. All right. So let me share my screen with you, everybody. Just give me a second here. All right. There we go. Carmen says, Fausto, how do you trade only stocks under $10? Why, is there something wrong with trading stocks under $10? Is that a bad thing? I mean, I don't trade only stocks under $10. I trade all different stocks, but let me tell you, my mentors always told me and said, hey, Fausto, you know what? At the end of the day, the more you risk, the more you can lose. The more you risk, the better traders you're trading with. All right, so let me just show you a couple of, this is our professional trading room, which I'm going to invite all of you guys to come and join for a very, very small fee, by the way. Here's a couple of stocks, my morning pick that I did. NQ, ACA, ACST, RCA, CAM, and now there's a lot of stocks that we traded, but not all of them move. Okay, what I'm going to invite all you guys to do is that I run a professional trading room, which you could see right here, and everyone's out to lunch right now, okay, because all the money was made early in the morning. And I do 2 broadcasts. I do one in the morning. I do a pre-market trading. I show you what's going on pre-market at 9 a.m. And then I do another one at 2:30, which is going to come up, just about pretty shortly. And what we do is we trade stocks over the course of the day. And usually most of my traders are done within the first 15 minutes. We trade like, right at the open, and within 30 minutes, make our day's pay. Now, actually, here's Brett. Brett actually put a price in there. He traded PXLW. Anybody hear about that stock? It's actually right here. He made 42 cents. He made 52 cents. He lost 4 cents. He made 17 cents. Okay? So let me just bring up that stock symbol. Let me just bring it up over here. Let me bring up an execution, a trading system. Got a bunch of them over here. Okay. So he's actually he actually brought up this stock symbol. Let me just bring it up. PXLW. Okay. Now, PXLW, anyone heard about this stock? Anybody hear about this one? Okay. Well, this is a stock that we were trading earlier this morning. Okay. You can see here right at the open. You can see it right here at the open. It came out, and the stock obviously made a big move. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Okay. So you can see I sent a couple of tweets out there earlier about trading it, and it's at a new high of 10%. I tweet and text all my trades, and you can see right here how the stock literally went from 760 all the way to 910. Now, do the math, everybody. Do the math. 760 minus 910 in what? 2 hours? What does that come out to be? It's almost what? 100. That's almost like $1.80. What is that? On 1,000 shares, you invested $7,000, which is, I know everyone can afford that. You know, I'm not like telling you to go trade, you know, Priceline. I mean, at like 1,200, but $7 stock moving that much, up 13%. You know what? You know what a dollar on 1,000 shares is, everybody? What is it? What is it? What's a buck on 1,000 shares? $1,000. Do you know what $1,000 times 5 days a week times 52 weeks comes out to be over the course of the year? Do the math, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, that's what we look to trade. It's over $250,000. But the problem a lot of people have is they think it's not good enough for them. They're like, yeah, but these stocks don't move. You know, I heard about them, but you know, you really can't make money with them. You can't make money with them. Can't make money with them. Let me. How about this one? I had a big bottom fish on one of my picks on this one. Some of you said, well, I want to trade stocks under $10. What about this stock? TCS. Anybody see this stock? This was some of my trades this morning that I did. Right here, look at my Twitter feed. And you could see over here in my professional trading room. And if I scroll up here, you could see them right here. You see Fausto at 10 to 17, TSD. All my traders were trading it. Can only go up to 10 a.m. But these are all the trades that we were trading. You know, and look at that. Look at this stock right here. The stock goes from, it started at 9:30 this morning. It was a bottom fish the day before. Look, the stock got crushed. It's a bottom fish. Went from 23 in less than, what, a little bit more than 30 minutes. The stock went to 25. Anything wrong with that? Anybody wants to take that much? Nothing wrong with that, right? That's a nice little day's pay. I'll take almost a $2 winner. And also something I teach in my class is called Fausto flag, FF flag. You know, has FF flags everywhere, right? Anything wrong with the stock symbol TCS? Concerned what the company does? Are you concerned that the stock is down? I know it's actually familiar with the store, Containers. I didn't know they were a public company until this morning, until it got beat up. Tony, the question, do you trade this stock and made the profit net? Well, that's what I teach you, absolutely. Do I have a short? Absolutely, all the time. Maybe about 10% though, not all the time. Yes, Joe. Joe's question is also, how do you advise on how to work with the day trading rules? I go over all that. So anyway, who here wants to be part of seeing these real orders, you know, in the real market conditions? Anyone here want to learn a little bit more about this? and be part of it? Okay. This is my goal. My goal is to teach all of you to do this as a career. Every single one of you should do this, okay? You don't need mutual funds anymore. You don't need money managers. Listen, how many of you here are semi-retired or retired and want to start trading your IRA because you got some time on your hands, you know, and you just like, you know, and listen, there's nothing wrong about going back to school. There's nothing wrong with it. But, you know, but it's a lot more expensive to lose it than not to learn it. The thing is, my goal, what I try to teach my students is how to make 50 cents a day. It's about $120,000 a year on the average. Some days are going to be winners, some days are going to be losers. But my goal is to teach all of you to make 50 cents a day. Hell, if I could show you how to make 20 cents a day on 1,000 shares, that's a $60,000 salary. I know that still might be pretty good for some of you. But that's my ultimate goal. All right. Now, if anyone here wants to learn, how to do it, just to let you know, I teach with some of the biggest brokerage firms in the industry. You could listen to me. I've done a lot of speakings for Thinkorswim. Anyone here have a Thinkorswim account? Go on Wednesday on the web. You can find a lot of archives on me. I've been doing it for 7, 8 years with them. We do a lot of education for FXCM, Lightspeed. I was just with the Nigerian brothers in Vegas. We do a lot of education. I'm actually doing an event today for them for Trade Monster. So CyberTrade University is very, very well recognized in the industry as being one of the most prestigious, most well-known educational schools. We train thousands and thousands of students a week that go through our program, hundreds of thousands a year. Now, why that is because everyone here at CyberTrade University, including all my instructors, are market makers. So you're learning from people that have done it, and they love what we do. We have a passion to do it. And we want to show you how to do it yourself because we're getting sick and tired of seeing people lose money, giving money to people where you could just do it yourself. Now, how could you start learning today? Well, this is what I'm going to be offering all of you. You're going to get 2 packages, okay? I want all of you to join me for 2 weeks in my professional trading room, okay? It's $29. Listen, the $29 is to cover the cost for the webinar technology. I know anybody here doesn't want me to lose money. I wouldn't want you to lose money, okay? But I just want to cover the cost of $29. Now, I guarantee, I'm telling you, I guarantee you, I will give you your $29 back if I cannot show you a stock moves minimum 20% in one day. Minimum 20%, okay? So you will make back your $29, all right? If I can't show you a stock that moves 20%, call me up. I'll be happy to give you money back, okay? The worst thing that's going to happen is that you're going to at least learn something if trading is for you or not. So if you want to know what it's like to be in a real professional trading floor and you want to see why I was a 12-time champion and why I beat every school and why all my traders are doing, I can't guarantee all of them doing well, you know, one of the hardest things to teach in trading is discipline. You know, that's one of the hardest things. But see what they're doing, see what we're trading, know what it's like to be in a professional floor. Then, because the same thing that I do online is the way I was trained 20 years ago. Now, if anybody here would like to register for that, there's actually 2 things I'm going to be teaching, by the way. Tomorrow I'm doing a second part. It's free, okay? Let me just bring it to you. Give me a second right here, ladies and gentlemen. Because you don't have to buy the $29, all right? And I'll tell you why. Tom says you will show us a stock that moves 20% and show us after. Absolutely. Yes, I will. I told you I will, and that's what I'm going to get. If I don't, Tom, I'll give you back your money, okay? Now, which is a pretty good deal, right? All right. Let me go to CyberTrade University's website. Now, if anybody wants to register, right here on the homepage, basically you're going to get 2 weeks of our live trading room. Just click there. All right. Now, there are over almost 200 to 300 people in this meeting. All right. For the first 20 people that register for the cyber group, okay, the first 20, I'm going to give everybody a bonus. I'm going to allow you to I'm going to get a free coaching class with me, okay? Now, I'll be happy to talk to you, but listen, you take this serious, I'll take you seriously. First 20 people that register online right now, I'll make sure that you get a coaching class with me personally, okay? But you got to talk to the education advisor, call in or do it online, whatever you want to do first. Now, for some of you that don't want to pay the $29 and still are not convinced, well, this is what I'm going to do for all of you, okay? I'm going to be doing a part 2 of today's event. Tomorrow, you're going to be able to join me tomorrow morning at 9:35. That's right, 9:35 tomorrow. It's a free live trading, okay? It's not going to cost you anything. And you could come and watch me trade right here. It's a live trading. And just click over here and register. It's not going to cost you anything. It's free at 9:35 a.m. And basically what that is I'm going to do a live trading. I'm going to show you what I traded in the pre-market. So whoever registers is going to be able to see the pre-market, be logged in. But if you don't, you could come back and say, okay, you know what, let me see. I'll register tomorrow, Fausto. No big deal. The only thing you're going to lose is probably the opportunity to do the coaching class with me. But come and join me tomorrow and see what the people who signed up today have to say about tomorrow, okay? But the thing is, and it's for 2 weeks. What if you're at work during the day? You know what, Roy, that's a great question. Number one, it's recorded. And number two, you could access it on your cell phone. You can access any of these this is great about the smartphones today. Just turn on your smartphone. You could access it and listen and watch it right on your phone. Will I see live trading tomorrow morning when it hasn't happened? Daryl, yes, you will. Absolutely. Daryl, listen, if you're looking for a mentor, if someone is going to teach you how to trade, the guy's not going to trade with you, okay, then obviously you're wasting your money. I know there's a lot of schools out there. I know some of you probably taking courses with schools, but the thing is this, you know what? My goal is to kind of just show you what trading's all about. If you really want to learn how to trade, then obviously talk to the education advisor who will show you, ways how we could, advance your education. But first you got to see, if Fausto's telling the truth or not, okay? And the only way to see that is live in the market. Craig, well, thank you very much, Craig. I can see that. Appreciate it. Vote of confidence. Look forward to teaching you. Actually, a lot of you in here. Craig, I can see you just registered. Yes. Travis, thank you. Andre, Edward, Gary, Nalu. I couldn't really help I didn't mess it up. Edwin, Marilyn, Norman, and Joseph Morez, I see here registered so far. See a bunch of you still registering. So once again, first 20 gets a coaching class with me. After that, you still get the benefit of being with me 2 weeks, and you get the guarantee that if I don't show you stock that lose 20% in the market, I'll give you a refund. All right? But see what it's like, and not only seeing it from me, ladies and gentlemen, but listen to the students that are in there and see what it's like. Now, you could call us right now, 877-70-CYBER. Make sure you book your appointment with the education advisor, and if you're one of the top 20 who registered, make sure you get your reservation booked for your appointment. All right, now any questions here before we call it a day, ladies and gentlemen? And I'll see all of you tomorrow morning. Let me see. Craig, you're more than welcome. If so many know this system, does this alter the market? Fred, that's a great question. Fred, you know what? This is what you do, Fred. There are over almost 300 people that attended, okay? Pay the $29, log into my cyber group room, and if you see 400 people, then obviously you know we're going to be altering it, okay? Not all of you here are going to be convinced and are going to make these small investment. So to answer your question, absolutely not. I can't convince all of you to feel, some people are still going to feel like, I want to be self-taught, I want to learn from a book, maybe the trading's not for you, but trust me, that's the least of the problem. Can you place orders in pre-market, Linda says, absolutely you can. That's where I make most of my money, and that's where my students make most of their money. Just up a couple of days ago, I'm missing something. Nick, you registered and you desperately need your coaching, well, Nick, call the office. Make sure, I know they probably contacted you, Nick, but make sure you talk to your education advisor. Call the number, the 877-70-CYBER, and book your registration with them, okay? During 2-week class, are there any opportunities to make trades after hours? You know what, Roy, there is, but I preferably don't like to trade after hours because the volatility dies out. You're going to see when you're in the trading room, the best time to do it is in the mornings. Actually, these afternoons haven't been that good at all. We're going to the summertime, the slow time of the year. What happens to the class of HFT? This was the class, Richard. It was in the beginning. By the way, I hear a lot of you guys are calling in. If you're stuck on hold and you can't get an education advisor on the phone or reserve your promo that you want to get into, listen. The fastest way to get registered is just do it online, ladies and gentlemen. I see the phones like ringing, and I feel bad if some of you are trying to register. Just click on that link. That would be the best thing. All right, right there. And actually, you can click on my name under. You'll see like a little link under my name on the panelist. Just click on that little pin right there, and that's a URL that brings you right to the website. Bobby, you register online? Okay, great. We'll look forward to teaching you, Bobby. You're going to have a great time. Listen, Bobby, and this is for everyone. I'm going to be doing a live audio broadcast at 2:30, so we'll see how we trade the afternoon, okay? And then we're going to do another live broadcast at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. So when you see what we trade in the pre-market tomorrow, you know, when it comes at 9:30 for the ones that don't register for the 29, we can get to tell them that you're going to see that you're going to make your 20%. A couple of things over here. Mary, I look forward to talking to you. If you registered and you got in, look forward to talking to you, Mary. Royce has a question. If I can't attend the class during the day, are there still opportunities to enter trade for the next day? Roy, I'm going to give you a guarantee. The stock market's not going out of business. There's always opportunities every day, and you know what? The market's going to be there when you and I die. So the thing is this is one of the greatest jobs in the world. Don't ever feel like you lose an opportunity. There's opportunities every single day. Deb says, I registered. How do I know I'm one of the top 20? Well, Deb, I can't check right now, but you should be receiving confirmation or phone call within the next few minutes. It should be done. It's automatically. Well, Floyd, I like that one. Floyd's question is, a card analogy for a $10,000 trading account. Would you leave $10,000 on your car seat overnight? I think not. You have to have a great sleep. Floyd, that's what the difference between day trading and swing trading is. If you feel comfortable leaving that money out there on the floor, then you're gonna have an issue. Ken, you just ordered? Well, thank you very much, Ken. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I see you. I did see a couple orders coming in here. Edward Bally, you registered. Ken, Hugan, Mary Phillips, Art, Mr. Lynn. Okay, Deb Fine, I see you there, and Laura Dang. Thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you. Guys, you're going to have a great time. Trust me. What platform do you trade on? I use Fidelity. Can I use it? From Jerry. You know, I really don't work with Fidelity that much. You know, sometimes when you deal with those big brand name companies, they're not as good as you think they are. So last thing I always tell everybody what you do is, first of all, don't worry about a brokerage account. You know, basically what you're doing is you're buying a car and you don't even know how to drive yet. Let me teach you how to drive first, because remember, not driving is for everyone. And the cheapest trade you're going to make is getting yourself educated. So don't worry about all that, about the brokerage. It's a lot of work. It's a lot. And then chances are you're probably opening up the wrong brokerage firm anyway. If you already have an account, then leave it the way it is. All of you are case-by-case basis. You know, so please don't ask me, Fausto, what do you think of this company? What do you think of that company? You know what? when you're a student, you talk to your education advisor, we're going to strictly we'll talk to you, and we're going to see, okay, what kind of trader you are, what kind of trading you're doing, what is your timeline, what is your 12-month, your 12 months of you're looking to happen within the next 12 months. When's the best time to trade for you? When's the worst time? So it's all case-by-case basis. Dan said, I joined late. I'm curious about your method. Dan, listen, I understand a lot of you logged in late, and which, by the way, you should never do that again because it costs you money, all right? But don't worry about Dan. It's been recorded. You'll get the recording for today's event within the next hour so you can review it again. Tom, does this mean trading, no trading for 2 weeks? No, Tom, listen, nothing's going to change from today and 2 weeks from now. In my honest opinion, take the 2 weeks off, learn, and see if it's for you, and then see where you want to take trading from there on in. Would you recommend where to get a trading computer? Roy, absolutely. Go on our website. We have a there's a lot of companies that we deal with. Trading Computer is actually a really good company if you're looking for a computer. And just let them, if you're a student of ours, they actually give you a discount. Dan, you know what? Dan, thank you. You know what? I'm going to share that with Dan. Just put in there. And I totally understand what you're saying, Dan. Dan is saying that, he said that I've been burned before, people who are scammers. I am going to join you tomorrow to learn more. Dan, that's why I'm trying to tell you, I'm not looking for you to take a $6,000 class or a $10,000 or a $25,000 course and try to upsell you. I know where you're coming from. And you know what, Dan? Those same people, I'm the first one online to tell them, say, you know what, you're such a great trader. Why don't you compete with me in a Trader's Challenge? And you know what? They all chicken out, okay? And they will never, ever admit to it. The thing is, you know what, I can't help you what happened in the past, but I can help you what's moving forward from here. And that's why I always tell people, listen, if someone's going to mentor you, why don't you see what they're doing and just make sure it's a very inexpensive price. Remember, the $29 is just paying for the webinar technology for the 2 weeks. I got to pay for that data. Technology, webinar stuff is not free. You all probably know that. I just want to break even and cover the cost of that. And if I could prove to you in 2 weeks, and you want to learn, then we'll go from there. Okay. And a couple of other questions here. Do you teach for trading stocks versus trading futures? You know, Drew, 70% of it trades the same. 30% is only different because of the different markets. So a lot of strategies that I teach you, you could use it for all of them. So don't, and that's the beauty of it, of trading the market. All right, guys. So listen, it's 1 o'clock. I have another meeting to go to. I think I'm doing an event with Option Monster next. So I got to catch up with them, or I think it's at 4:15. I got like 2 more I have to do today. But listen, remember, I look forward to teaching all of you tomorrow, and actually within the next, now, once you register, when you go to your dashboard in CyberTrade University, you can be able to log into the Cyber Group room right now. So enjoy it, have fun. Just please keep in mind that's a trading room. And I'm going to have an audio broadcast at 2:30 with the trade in the afternoon. And then we have the 9 o'clock in the morning. And then for the ones that didn't buy the $29, you could still come and join me tomorrow at 9:35. I'm going to trade the open. I'm going to show you what I'm getting in, getting out. And I'm going to apply all those high-frequency trades. Some of you guys said, well, I still didn't really understand it. Don't worry. I'll show you what it's like in the real market conditions. So for everybody, listen, thank you so much. What time? 9:35 a.m., okay? So you got the link. Let me give you the 2 links again. This link is for the Cyber Group trial. Who wants to join me now? And this link right here that I'm giving you is for the people who want to just join me for free for tomorrow morning. Hold on, let me just get that link for you. There we go. Just getting that link. And you can find them all on the quick links or on our homepage. Thanks again, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. Look forward to teaching all of you. And listen, Always remember, you have to learn before you could earn. All right, guys? Look forward to seeing you today or tomorrow. Have fun, and let's make some money together. Bye-bye.